Hello. Greetings, everybody. Today is Sunday. It is June 23rd. Let's do Proverbs 23, shall we? We're going to be reading New International Version, NIV. When you sit to dine with the ruler, note well what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you are given to gluttony. Do not crave his delicacies, for that food is deceptive. You know what that made me think of? It was this one clip I seen with the, it was like a bunch of, I think it was NFL players or something like that. And they were getting ready for a game. And like, they were gifted McDonald's by the president right before their game. Right. Well, there's so many reasons why that was shiesty and wrong, but hey, just be mindful. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. Cast but a glance at riches and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. Do not eat the food of a begrudging host. Do not crave his delicacies, for he's the kind of person who is always thinking about the cost. Eat and drink, he says to you, but his heart is not with you. You will vomit up the little you have eaten and will have wasted your compliments. Do not speak to fools, for they will scorn your prudent words. Do not move an ancient boundary stone or encroach on the fields of the fatherless, for their defender is strong. He will take up their case against you. Apply your heart to instruction and your ears to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you punish them with the rod, they will not die. Punish them with the rod and save them from death. Ironically, in 22 verses 6 and 15 tells us why we should do so. Proverbs 22:15 tells you that foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child. So let's debunk that whole they're just a kid theory. Because if you go to the community post, you will literally see an image of a demon from this book called The Dictionary of Demons. And this demon specifically only enters young virgin boys. And if I'm not mistaken, when all babies are born, they are born virgins. Yeah. So with that being said, just know your child is not exempt from being demonically possessed, especially if you're not covering them in prayer. Like, please don't think your child is so special that the demon is going to skip past your child. That is not so. Listen, the pastor, it was this one pastor, he was doing revivals, stopping all kind of stuff in the kingdom of darkness, causing all kind of trouble in the kingdom of darkness. He had a daughter, right? Unfortunately, she happened outside of him giving his life to Christ, which means, she was a child outside of marriage. And, while he was doing this covenant, he did not include baby girl. Because of that, she was vulnerable to the attacks of the enemy. So what ended up happening was the witches that were assigned to that pastor's church, they sent the spirit of eczema on his daughter, which caused her to be up all night, uncomfortable, The dad had to take care of her. It was a strategic method to interrupt the dad's sleep, because the goal was, once his sleep got interrupted, that would cause his alone time with God to start being shaky and not so much. When I tell you everything, everything is strategic. Even down to with public transportation. Don't ever think it's a coincidence when the train just left while you get there. Or sometimes it'll sit there. Listen, everything these public transportation systems do is strategic to cause a massive, huge amount of stress and oppression on a massive group of people. Because it's not even like that's a single ride person. You know what I'm saying? That's not a single ride person operation. That is a multi-billion-dollar industry that MTA is milking. Department of Transportation is milking that system. They are so corrupt. I'm just at a point where I don't know. I just don't even know. My son, if your heart is wise, then my heart will be glad indeed. My inmost being will rejoice when your lips speak what is right. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Listen, my son, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat. So don't hang out with people who lack self-control, because both of those examples are perfect examples of lacking self-control. If you're gorging on too much wine, that's a lack of self-control. If you're eating too much meat, you're greedy. Get some self-control. And so when you hang around people like that, no lie, these will be the same type of people who will literally trade you in or turn you in for a steak. Because remember, they like to gorge on meat. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for a seafood boil. Hi. Hey. They'll betray you for some ribs. They'll betray you for some ribs. For drunkards and gluttons become poor, and drowsiness clothes them in rags. Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it. Wisdom, instruction, and insight as well. Why he said that? Because you cannot buy wisdom, but okay. You cannot buy wisdom. Oh my gosh, you cannot. Man. The father of a righteous child has great joy. A man who fathers a wise son rejoices in him. That is facts. May your father and mother rejoice. That is so. May she who gave you birth be joyful. Come on now, that is so. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes delight in my ways. Y'all, please, let's start handing Christ our heart like how we be handing out them little box of heart candies on Valentine's Day. Yeah. Because in verse 27, he tells you that for an adulterous woman is a deep pit, and a wayward wife is a narrow well. Yo, I just seen a post about this. The guy, he's like had this girl who he was engaged to. And he called himself, I think he was either engaged to her or they was like freshly married. And he called himself getting her Chris Brown tickets. Yo. See, with meeting and greeting Chris Brown and them pictures they was taking, child, they might as well have been doing it with clothes on. You know, and the guy, he expressed his frustration about that. But in reality, you know, because that should have been your first red flag right there. The fact that she even wanted to go to something like that without you. Beloved, you know what? Tell Chris to buy your ticket. Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. But, y'all be thinking it's, you know, cutesy fun and games to be attracted to women who are conducting themselves a certain way. It be all cute and fun and games until you see she running through like mad people on purpose. Intentionally. Why? Because she's struggling with self-esteem issues. She's struggling with abandonment, rejection issues. It could be pride. She could be a whole witch on a mission to destroy mad dudes. It could be multiple reasons why stuff like that will take place. But just know, yo, when you see somebody like really want to be, yo, a little too mixy too much, in people's faces too much. Hey, nah. Please. Start peeping the plays and learning how to read the room. And most importantly, pray and ask God. Because ain't nothing worse than ending up with the person who God don't want you to be with. I've seen... Well, first of all, I know from my own personal life experience, huh? Let's start with that. From my own personal life experience, in addition to things that I've witnessed from other people experience in real life and through massive forms of information wise, aka these things that project images to us and whatnot. Right. That's the reason why I'm dancing around that whole word. But anyway, yes. So, you know, plenty of examples that can, you know, I can attest for that. I can attest for that. And in reality, you know, that verse is said about women, but, well, because it was written by Solomon, but I can honestly say, you know, if we're going to be honest, that statement can definitely go both ways, because technically Solomon was a wayward husband, because he couldn't keep his eyes to himself or his garden tools to himself, right? Which even was the whole point of how he even fell in the first place. Because of his lust for women, he lusted after women who was worshiping demons. And then, yeah, that was his downfall. But after he learned his lesson, that's when he came up with the book of Proverbs and the book of Ecclesiastics. So I did need to find that information out for you guys, because I was a little baffled myself. Like, Solomon, you went so far left and you're trying to tell us to do what now? Oh, wait. Okay, he wrote this after a bunch of, you know, oopsies. My bad. Yo. Oh, man. Like a bandit, she lies in wait and multiplies the unfaithful among men. That just made me think about a few people that I literally watch sit around lurking and preying on certain young men. Man, one thing about this Bible is going to tell you Facts. And if you pay attention close enough, the stuff that's being said in this Bible is still very much taking place to this day. Only thing that might not be taking place is giants. But at this point, them people probably concocted some up in the lab somewhere or something, because the spirits that were connected to those giants and whatnot, they still exist. So technically, it's nothing for those spirits to enter a vessel, and then coincidentally, this vessel just start on some Dexter's laboratory. Man. Anyway. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaints? Who has needless bruises? Who has bloodshot eyes? Those who linger over wine. Who go to sample bowls of mixed wine. Do not gaze at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup, when it goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a snake and poisons like a viper. Your eyes will see strange sights, and your mind will imagine confusing things. You will be like one sleeping on the high seas, lying on top of the rigging. They hit me, you will say, but I'm not hurt. They beat me, but I don't feel it. When will I wake up so I can find another drink? Y'all, I was watching this video from Apostle Miz that it was at midnight. And he was talking about the watches again. But this was the first half, because the second half I've seen already. So this was in reference for the first half. I'm going to link that video in the comments. Very good information on it. But, yeah, because when he broke certain things down, the way this man be breaking certain things down, it's phenomenal. It's truly phenomenal. You know, wow. But look, y'all, every day we want to be making sure we're avoiding the things that God doesn't like, right? We want to be making sure every day we're striving to be a better person today than we were yesterday. We want to be asking for forgiveness of our sins, forgiving others, showing others the same mercy and compassion we want God to have on us. We got to show it to others. So the same energy we want God to have with us, we have to conduct that with each other. So let's just keep that in mind, right? Okay. Now, every day we want to be asking the Lord. Psalms 139, verses 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. That is so. You don't gotta make it all like, no. But throughout the day, all day, every day, you want to be talking with God. You know what I mean? AKA praying with Him. Get in quiet spaces to make sure you're hearing back from Him. spending time with him. We do that by getting in the word, praising and worshiping. So between like the hours of 6 and 9 p.m. is actually when our day starts. I know that was like mad random because I kept, right, from the Apostle Miz videos. Because I keep thinking about that video and it's like, it's so much stuff that I want to say. But that video is just like, keep playing in my head. So I'm like, look, y'all, check the video out. I promise you, it's gonna shift your thinking. Because for me, at this point in my mind, I'm under the assumption that we have all given our heart to Christ by now. Because, like, seriously? But wait, because if you are new to the channel, then please don't hesitate to give your heart to Christ. Humbly, ask the Lord to come in your heart and help you. Because you're a sinner and you can't do this on your own. Don't fret. We all sinners. Like, chill out. Please. That's a part of you being humble. Understanding and knowing that we're all sinners. And that was the point of Christ coming to be our ultimate savior/sacrifice. All right. So, when you guys get the chance, I believe this video is probably like an hour and a half, or something like that. I don't remember, but because, yeah, it was a lot going on last night, even after I watched that video. But yes, so please, guys, check that video out because I really need to be shifting closing vocal points, and without watching that video, it's gonna seem like weirdish, if that makes any sense. So please, as soon as you can, the sooner the better, because like I said, stuff like that is an investment for your soul and your spirit. So that is stuff that you want to set aside the time for, prioritizing things like that, because that's the feeding and the spiritual financial deposits into your spiritual bank account. Don't get so focused on growing your monetary bank account, the one that can poof away. We just read that. Literally, we just read that, y'all. What did it say to us? Verse 4 and 5. Do not wear yourself out to get rich, and do not trust your own cleverness. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. Y'all heard what it said. Don't trust your own cleverness, okay? Because some people might try to feel like, oh, that can't happen to me because I'm covered, I'm this, I'm that. Beloved, if it's not in your spiritual bank account, oh, you better believe something can happen to it. Especially since everything is mostly being pushed towards running off of technology. And coincidentally, we get so many technology glitches and breaches in the system. And don't forget about the internet hackers. Right. Beloved, the internet is a dirty game. Everything can either be used in a good way or a bad way. It's just up to how you choose to use it. Because you can find wonderful information out on the internet, but you can find toxic, bad information out on the internet too. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of how you choose to use it. And remember that the whole thing where like the kids will say that they have an imaginary friend that tells them to do something bad. Just so you know, those are demonic deities playing with your kids. So if you don't got a relationship with Christ, once your kids start saying that type of stuff, I'm going to need you to immediately get a relationship with Christ and start immediately spiritually covering them babies. Because if not, you're going to end up with a little serial killer on your hands. And they're going to be standing over you. Yo, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well. You know how many stories I'm coincidentally seeing lately about children taking their parents out of here? Now, these are not 20, 30, 40-year-old kids. These are 11, 12-year-old kids. 9-year-old. Huh? James Koala was a young boy giving grown adults advice about taking advantage of young girls, young virgin girls. Mind you, this was a little boy under the age of 10 telling these grown adults this. Satan will use whoever, whatever, however, and whenever he pleases. Him and his demons, please understand, because with Satan, he's not omnipresent. He's not God. He can't move like that. So he has to use any and everything he can, even down to this bum technology. You think certain stuff be a coincidence? Yo, I need everybody to stop being cute and get out of La La Land thinking stuff just be coincidences again anymore. If you watch this channel by now, you should know nothing is a coincidence. Everything is strategic. And you're supposed to be thinking it not strange. And Jesus te llama, okay? There's so much going on. I almost forgot I'm bilingual. Jesus te llama, all right? Listen, y'all. Because in reality, the Israelites didn't spend 40 years in the wilderness because Moses was a bad leader. No. They didn't even spend 40 years in the desert because God was a bad God. No. They spent 40 years in the desert because of their disobedience and their hard-headedness. So may we check our own disobedience and hard-headedness. Huh? Before we go trying to point the finger at somebody else like they're the bad guy. I'm just saying. Because I recently had to come to the realization that, fornication cost me 25 years. And I'm not. And see, the beautiful thing about it is, like, at this particular stage of my spiritual life, it's not me blaming any of the men that I ever came across. No, they was just vessels used. They were just pawns used in this chess game. So no, I'm not fretting on that. However, the spirit of fornication, perversion, and lust, yeah, I got a problem with them. Y'all, boom, check it. Boom, 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 check it. I forgot to put y'all on the game. All right, so y'all know, for the people who own beautiful fur babies, right? I'm a fur baby mom. Hi. Yes, so with the fur babies, you know how, like, sometimes them or either somebody else's fur baby, aka doggies, puppies, they'll stare at you with their little tongue hanging out and be like, and you're like, oh, are you thirsty? Sparky? Yo, Klatiman. So I'm in the kitchen with the little splish splash on the dishes and whatnot. My son, my furball son, is sitting there. Mind you, I'm like, what's the problem? Instantly, my spirit activated. Start binding up the spirit of perversion and lust. Do you know that boy got up out of there so fast and scurvy in the bite? I said, okay. Because at first, when I first got him, he used to be real wild with that humping on my leg stuff. And I had to pop that little booty and let him know, my brother, respect yourself. Huh? I had to train him up right and pop that booty. He's still alive. Very much he's still alive. But yes, I had to pop that little booty. Because at first I just thought that was a dog thing. But I thank God for this spiritual growth, because now I'm knowing how to operate with my baby now more. Because had I still been spiritually lackadaisical, I would have been thinking that was a totally different diagnosis. Outside of it being the spirit of perversion trying to be cast onto me through my puppy. And when the dogs stare at you, just start saying, cancel, denounce, renounce, condemn, and bind up any and every curse being cast through you right now in the name of Jesus. That is so. I bet you they gonna revert their attention somewhere else so quick. They probably might even scurvy up the road. You will be surprised. When you start commanding certain things out of your dog, don't be surprised if their behavior start changing. Did y'all hear my baby? Right. I had to put that boy on a fast the other day. And cast all them demons out and call the Holy Spirit upon my baby. Because wait a minute now, y'all not finna keep... Yo... Y'all not finna keep using my baby like that. He is a good and perfect gift from the Lord. My baby don't be with that rah-rah gibberish. Listen. Think none of that stuff not strange, man. If your animals start acting crazy, it's a spiritual situation. You fast so you can find out from the Lord what it is that's going on. Because outside of me fasting, I would have never even been able to even tune in with the spirit to hear God tell me certain things. You understand? So, y'all, fasting is what's up. Especially when you're trying to hear from the Lord. Fasting is where it's at, you know. So, you're definitely going to want to be doing that. But we love you guys. I'm finna get up out of here because it's hot and I want to turn that AC back on, but I ain't want it in the background going. Ugh. So we love you guys so much. Please don't think nothing strange. Everything is strategic, all right? Everything is strategic. And with that being said, you start being strategic with everything you do. Because now that you know everything is strategic, you strategically move strategic. Oh, okay. All right then. Now, we love you guys. Please, behave. I was trying to think if there was anything else I forgot, but I already said the Jesus Te Ama. We did Psalms 139, verse 23-24. I told y'all about the Apostle Miz. Please check that out. I'm going to post it in the community. Y'all, I'm just waking up and I went to bed at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Don't talk to me right now. I'm running off a couple of hours of sleep, but it's okay because... Oh, okay, the video was 1 hour and 14 minutes, so... Yeah, definitely... Oh, matter of fact, nope, I sent it to myself last night. Very good, very good. Well, this morning. Yes, so please, guys, check that video out. Because the new exits, the new statements being pushed out on the outro will be more so geared towards the information that was retrieved from that video. When I tell y'all, that man is truly walking in his calling. Don't nobody, no Apostle Miss slander will be tolerated over here. I'm just letting you know that right now. I don't care who you are or who you not. No Apostle Miss slander will be tolerated over here. Don't try to jump in my comments with no foolishness, because I will block you so fast. Listen, I am not that saved. My block game is still strong. He's still working on me with that, but it's still super strong. Please understand that. But anyway, hey. We love you guys. Please, please, please behave. And mind the company you keep, because, beloved, that seems to be extremely important too. As we also read about, hey, don't hang around people who drink too much and who eat too much. Because what being drunk do? Make you go to sleep? What overeating do? Give you the quote-unquote itis? Right. Come on now. That ain't no coincidence. And it actually stretches out the stomach. Okay, so when you eat to get full, you're actually expanding your stomach past its normal size. You do this enough, your stomach is going to start requiring that much more to reach its fullness. So let's say if it originally took you 1 ounce of meat to be content, if you ate 1.5 ounces, that extra half an ounce is expanding your stomach to where now you need 1.5 ounces of meat. And then once you reach that point, it's going to go to 2 ounces. You get where I'm going with this? It's just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. So, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Especially since a lot of this stuff we eating now, they up here tampering with the food like crazy, y'all. We really got to be prayed up, blessed up. Remember, if it's a bottle of water or a bag of air, aka a bag of chips, bless it. Okay? Bless it at all times. We love you guys.